Well, I did survive oral argument in the Idaho Supreme Court. Sorry it's taking so long to get back. I've had to collect my thoughts on how it all went down and how it was and how did it go. I did something that probably not too many people thought I would do, and that would be just directly to the point, because it has been overwhelming. The last thing they expected me to do was only talk for about 3 minutes, because I learned that I get 30 minutes, they get 30 minutes. I get to talk first, and they talk, and then I get the last word. Well, I talked for about 3 minutes, sat down, and didn't know what the hell to do. You could hear it in their voices each time they spoke about those private health records. Because they expect me to ramble on about my kids, about everything that's happening in my life, how important it was for me to try to bring it to an end, so I could, try to get to know my kids. And then they, but when they started talking to the Supreme Court in regards to these records, yes, did they talk about them? Yeah, but now they talk to them about them as in they already had them. They had permission to have them, because HIPAA doesn't apply. That's what they were trying to use. But even though they had 30 minutes, because I sat down so early, and I could hear it in both their voices each time they got up, because I thought only one was supposed to argue, but they both got to argue. I don't know what that was all about. I'm sorry, it was a scam. That's what it was all about. And Lynn, you're coming up here in a minute. Listen to this, y'all, in a minute. But I did sit down, they did talk, maybe about 15 minutes or maybe 12 minutes. They didn't use their whole 30 minutes. But when I got back up there, I told them dates. What they didn't tell y'all is the year. So I was able to show the Supreme Court each document, because again, I wasn't supposed to make it this far. And I even held them up and I said, here, what they didn't tell you is the year, but let me tell you the year. August 1st, 2008, prior to August 15th. They got my record from the Idaho Department of Correction. Here you go, on August 7th, 2008, prior to August 15th, 2008, they received my record from the corporation. And August 11th, 2008, prior to August 15th, 2008, they received my private health records from Holy Hospital. Now, what I pointed out in the Holy Hospital is they were pretty specific on what they requested for, because it says all records prior to 4/17/08, and a prompt response would be appreciated. And then I asked the Supreme Court. Now, my understanding, the word moot, M-O-O-T, means they are no longer considered in the records. Am I correct? And their heads started shaking, yes. And then it was pretty much like, well, as of right now, as of today, because I called John, the director at Holy Hospital, they still are not entitled to have my record from them. Because again, Miss Jones lied under oath saying that she abused this, and she hasn't. So in reality, they still don't have permission to have any of my records. Because if they would have sent off for my Oregon Department of Correction run in my Oregon Department, because I've never been in prison in Oregon, well, I was supposed to get a copy. I haven't received a copy of my prison record from Oregon or Idaho. So I know they haven't used it from them. And Holy Rosary, well, we already know about what you did there, Don Lynn / Legislator. Isn't it true, Lynn Luker, that the Idaho State Industrial Commission hired you, buddy? You all made me fucking believe that I hired you, because I did put that thing out on the webpage there, on the attorney webpage, about the time that you contacted me, and it wasn't. And then when I walked into the Supreme Court, I turned around and I said, "Is Luker here, legislator, my attorney?" And you weren't there, Mr. Luker. you abandoned me again. Lynn, you're an Idaho state legislator, and you were lying to this person right here that you're looking at. It's going to come toward you. I'm going to destroy you just like you tried to destroy me. People need to know who you are in legislation, and people may vote for you. You're crooked. So, you know, since you did get paid some of my money in regards to somehow an attorney leaving, but now, Mr. Lurker, if the Industrial Commission hired you, then what was this piece of document that you sent to me, the contract, that you're saying that I signed? You can get some money based upon your lying lien. Because I didn't hire you. The Idaho State Industrial Commission hired you, and I fucking told you everything I had. As a matter of fact, now I know why you refused to call one single person to my hearing, my case, even do a deposition. As a matter of fact, the Idaho State Insurance Fund paid for Dr. Hansen, which was after the hearing. You're fucking broke. I'm going to come and expose you of who you really are. Steve King, you got pretty lucky over there. You know, when they asked me who I was really looking at, you know I was looking at you. And then you were telling me that I couldn't fax, and I could have. And then one of the judges even asked, you couldn't fax? I go, no, I could not fax. And then, in regards to the area about Lynn Luker, I had another one ask me, you didn't know Lynn Luker was hired by the Industrial Commission? I said, no, I thought I hired him. So, you see, what kind of crook do they have? Idaho is corrupt. And in my opinion, something ain't right about somebody that even sits up there on that bench. I'm not, you know, in my opinion, that's all I have to say about that, because I don't want to go that far. But I will go as far as Mr. Douglas Donahue. That's what I said. It's Supreme Court. Because I said Mr. Douglas Donahue, and then I had to rephrase myself and go, or the Honorable Douglas Donahue, because I don't want to really disrespect him. Because you're supposed to, even though you're pissed at him, you're supposed to still address him in the proper manner. It's only because in their brief to the Supreme Court that they put the word honorable. Well, honorable. Well, in my opinion, I think the only reason an honorable could be is before a name of a judge. The honorable judge. That guy was a judge and a referee, and he made that decision. I think he better overrule it, because what I want to do is move forward. Now I will be moving forward into the federal courts. But okay, now this is another new experience for me. So now every day I get up, I have to look at it in that category. But no, I don't have the stress I had on me, because really, truly, when I showed them my contract, which is a contract, which I showed, I have to show the elements of the contract, and I had all three. Well, I had four. I had an extra one. You know, and then again, the state insurance fund, undocumented. Now I have a document right here. I would also like to show you. Again, I didn't just find it until just now. So again, what is the record? Now, this is a record. This is my new complaint that they talk about in the record. Okay, this is my complaint that they do talk about in the record. Now, if you look over here, right over here, you'll see the time and the date. Just like in the Supreme Court, they had to have telling the year, the month, and the date, but they never put the year. But they always had the year, date, second, time of everything. They do something. But, you know, I filed something, and they were supposed to respond on a lot of the documents. I was wondering why it has, you know, Olson's Enterprise, because they made it look like I used Olson's Enterprise throughout my whole damn legal issues, but that's a lie. Now, if you notice, they have me filing this complaint, which actually is the complaint that they talk about that I filed in 2009, okay, because it was about how they got my health records. I mean, how they got my, you know, my position. And there it is, my complaint. Now, what is it Why is it they have the very top corner, left-hand corner, it has 3/7 of 2011. When down in the square box, it has 3/7 of, where's the year? Again. Okay, so again, to Supreme Court. This is the kind of reason why I needs to go, and I should be entitled to be full, and be given what Lynn together, if he was my attorney, or if he was working for the Industrial Commission, then he very well put it out there. Because why would Lynn LYKER put together an impairment totally disabled for a 26-year life expectancy if I only jam the machine? That's what they were saying in their report, throughout their document, and what they said in the Supreme Court, that I jammed the machine. But you see, I took a 4-foot picture of my arm, a 4-foot picture of the machine. And I said, this is the machine that I jammed my arm in. Now, this is the machine that I fought for 10 minutes for my life. And this is what my arm looked like when they tried to put me back to work. Right out of the bat, they started slamming. It's unreal. Because what they did start off saying, and if I would have done what they expected me to do, and that was to go off the wall, well, guess what? I'd be sitting over here going, what the fuck, man? I just don't understand how they're getting away with it. But I do now. It's all in the state there. Now, for me to have one of the judges ask me, or whoever they are, have one of them ask me, you didn't know that Lynn LYKER was hired by the Industrial Commission? Because they were over there chuckling at the beginning of it, how she came with, smiling with the law firm of Julian Hall on. Now, who do you represent? Because that's been an issue here before the Supreme Court. Who's Lynn LYKER? Who's representing Lynn LYKER? I mean, if I follow it, he's not answering, again, I wasn't supposed to make this part of it every day, it's a learning process. Then, the Industrial Commission and the State Insurance Fund. Okay. Well, guess what? Guess who Lynn LYKER was working for? The Industrial Commission. But you see, when I filed my appeal against Lynn LYKER, well, I didn't file it at the same time I filed the appeal on the findings of fact, because they'd taken Mr. Lynn LYKER and put him off separately and allowed them to pay me so much off for what the Industrial Commission, I guess, had owed me. And then they were to hold so much back for Lynn LYKER, but they didn't pay me the rest. And then after Lynn LYKER's, my argument about Lynn LYKER ain't entitled to a dime, he's entitled to a lien out of my pocket, because he's like a child molester taking people off the internet, because that's how I thought I hired him. He's like a stalker. So to me, how dare you, Betty? You tried to destroy my life too, because I was wondering about that filing that you did in February, right after I hired you. Now, other people were looking at that too. Now, I do have 25 years worth of experience beyond there. So, did I just sit down because I knew to sit down? I was told to sit down if I wanted to win my case. And then let you guys talk. And you know what I did? I followed that advice. It took me till that morning. And that defining moment in time when I actually did it. Because I didn't want to do it. But then when I did, and they started talking, and then I could hear it in their voice, just, oh man, they weren't sure what I had. But I'm going to tell you what, I know that they did not expect me to have an order in the manner that I did, and to sit down like I did, and to overcome, and to put it straight to the point. Fraud. They committed fraud. The Idaho State Insurance Fund, the Idaho State Industrial Commission, the Idaho State Legislator, Lynn LYKER, who was hired on behalf of the Industrial Commission, along with Sandy Bassett through the Vocational Rehabilitation Department. Everyone's involved here. And I got a document, at least one document, well, more than one document per person, to show it. I do have a document to show how each one had played in a part of the fraud that was committed against me, an injured worker, because how injured worker laws are in Idaho. These laws need to be changed. People need to be held accountable for their actions, for what they do to injured people like us, who clearly don't know the rules. And I just, then for me to come up and see this document, it just happened to, somebody wanted another document to show me kind of how to do this, how to crop, paste, do all this stuff, which I still don't know, I'm still learning. But, because I do want to go before the federal courts now, it is a federal law that they've violated. Things need to be done. And they're still going to be held accountable in another action. Because to me, it wasn't all about money. No, it wasn't, guys. No, it wasn't. And if you really read my paperwork, and not the way that they've altered them, but like in my originals that I have, because the other person, I know I revised them because I got like about 7 revised versions of the hearing, but I still haven't gotten in my hand the whole version of it. Because I'm told there's no video of it, there's no nothing. Well, fuck, come on. God damn, that's kind of gray right there. Anyway, they're yeah, got you guys in. Because people use it right here, but I don't need to. But I will use it in the Supreme Court. And when you all lied to the Supreme Court, if I knew, I could have had you arrested. I would. Because that's fraud y'all committed on me. I don't want you arrested. And I will be there to have you arrested on. Even though the Supreme Court has taken it under advisement for their opinion, but then that's basically what the Industrial Commission did. So I'm a little worried. Well, I don't think I need anything to worry about, because I know all 5, or however many there was, 5 or 6, whatever. He said there were 6, 3 on each side. But I'm kind of thinking there was only, 3 on each side and 1. There's my brief. That's how she said it. 7, because I always had to send 7 copies. But still, and then one of them asked me some questions. Yeah, I think I don't think I have anything to worry about, because again, as a very different mind set up, they had to recognize that there was corruption that's been committed against me. There's no way out of it, because again, I was not to make it this far. Because I told them, I think, when I first started out, that I'm not here for lying. And, but when I held up the proof in my documents, I asked them if they wanted to see them, and they said no. So, I guess on Steve Kenyon's, I couldn't even hardly see, his face was sitting so low behind his computer, especially in the area where, I wasn't able to fax. I was told I wasn't able to fax. I didn't hear any faxes. That's because I have an emails. I have a couple of emails. From the clerk of the court. Told me I didn't have permission to email anything to the court. Well, okay, well, I've been begging for the last 2 years, 3 years, but I don't know. I emailed everything else, and it was accepted through the commission. So why is it now I'm having to mail everything? And they have to get a copy. There's no proof of me faxing. Only mailing. I got you now. Just came to me. Just now. Hey, things, but that's all right, because now I did make it there. I went to all my supporters, and for Miss Rose, and most of all, Lynn, thank you for standing beside me. I couldn't do it without you. That was sweet. And so here I am. Now I'm wondering what's my next step, but I know I'm waiting for their opinion now to take up to 3 months. But I really can't see where they're going to make it 3 months, because I'm sure they want to get this out of the way now that I know Lynn Luker, who I thought was my attorney, actually was hired by the Industrial Commission to told everything. And then if you look at one of his filings in February, right after he took over, when I seen that even when I first seen it, I just couldn't comprehend it. But now I know. Now I know why Lynn Lurker / legislator refused to call anyone. As I said in the Supreme Court, you think my attorney would at least call Ken Adams to see if I, if they did put my life in danger again when they put me back to work. But that wasn't even done. My attorney wouldn't do it. Well, he wasn't my attorney because he worked for the Industrial Commission. All that time, each and everything I was doing. But then again, when it came down to it, I wasn't faking it, now was I, guys? Because he quit. Yeah, because you see, it wasn't about money to me. It was about getting help because it's written down by my doctors. And in some of these February of 13 big, those tan envelopes that I kind of like took all the documents and read. Now I can see why some of those real reports that really needed to be in the records by my doctors were all put in there, and then they said they added these to the records. These have also been added to the record. But if you look at the dates on them, the motherfucker should have been in the record a long time ago. Right, Lynn Lurker? Punk. Punk. And you know what, Lynn Lurker? It is about money now to me. Because I think you need to be punished. Whatever I can get out of you, 50% of that's going to be related to my choice of charity. So, you see, you're going to pay. You're going to pay publicly. You're going to pay me publicly. You're also going to pay me an apology. Your lies. And making me into the person that I'm not. An angry person. If I'm angry, you bet. And then now my doctors called because they had a little bit of concern. But then, and again, in reality, you guys didn't give a shit, man. My doctor called you concerned that she felt that, I was a threat myself. Or, with them for Miss Jones. Just to sit there and kind of go, oh, we ain't worried about it, man. He calls us over here all the time and makes the rest of everyone in here. Everyone, what do you mean by that? Ms. Owens? Because I'll trust the statement of my doctors. But when you have Mr. Crumb, your vocational person, lie in his, based upon what he supposedly looked into, that I've been out of prison from 1993 to the present, as I told the Supreme Court, what does he mean from 1993 till the present? I can produce otherwise. So I worked at 100 jobs in a lifetime. Just shows that I'm a worker. You see? But the way they tweak it around, it makes you sound like you're fucking worthless, man. And you've done nothing to be a bum because you work at 10%. Isn't that what a lot of people in society right now are looking for? And shit, I've already been using my pick already told people very no excuse for you not to be able to work. Because there's 10 services out there you can go to work on. But you got to prove who you are. You got to prove yourself first, man. You got to show up there every day. Be maybe the first one in line 5, 4 o'clock in the morning. That was my dedication. That's why I used it so much, because I knew I could go to work every day. And then even if you're bad, they can send you to their more important people that they want to guarantee that, that this person's going to show and finish the job out so they can get paid their money. You see that you're working for your company because you're making your company money. No different if I work for McDonald's. It's about he's paying me for the company. You see, I'm coming. Lynn Lurker / legislator. How dare you? It's over. I made it home. It's been so. I can't believe it. I've got the garage already stripped out. It's not in the house. It's still in the garage here, but only in the other room. But it's now where I'm at is now that I'm looking for it, as in this document, it's the dates or the year, because what they've done is they always the years of them, because what they've done is they've also used documents out of the Idaho Department of Correction and put them into my workers' comp. I'll show you how I figured out now. And then because Dr. Hansen was who was a doctor on my elbow starting off, that's why they really don't, yeah, it's really real old. But they do talk about him being my doctor in connection to my elbow at the Supreme Court here. But not everything else is just doctors. But now all of a sudden, all the original doctors are involved, but not Dr. Hansen. You see, so they know what they did because they got records in connection to this. So what they've done is they dates around because of Dr. Hansen's statements in regards to this sometimes match some of the way that he described it there. So to make it look like my attorney, my attorney, how I had to figure it out all on my own. Anyway, it's. I want that $1.2 million that you put together, Lynn Legeslator, that is now before the Idaho Supreme Court. Because when I filed an appeal, all settlement offers goes also. It says your settlement offer, I wrote it from word to word in my brief in regards to the hearing in 2011. And that's what we're being told everything based on is what we put in our briefs and what was presented at the hearing. So about the last week or so before the Supreme Court hearing, I had to accept it and figure out about what okay, okay. And since it really has to do with fraud, what better than the August 1st, August 7th, and the August 11th of 2008 medical release form. And then I even said, well, look at this one. I mean, even Steve Kenya, clerk of the court, had concerns. So what Mr. Kenya did is he sent them to the Industrial Commission. But, I mean, I didn't see anybody object. Well, I couldn't see Steve because he was kind of like behind the computer, I guess. I'm not real sure. I couldn't really see him too much. But one of the judges did ask me, why do you Steve looking over at Steve Kenya? Well, before, my lady was sitting over that way, so I just said, well, I'm not looking at him, I'm looking at, but she knows who I was looking at. Even though I have an eye that kind of like wanders off a little ways past over him, but he knows. And so, my big thing is it's been corrupt so far all the way up. I can't really accept, even though I brought it to my lady's attention this morning, she didn't like that one. Because, until I hear it on that disc or whatever they're sending, they want me to pay a person. I go, well, I thought I was indigent. And that's what the court's telling me, and that's how I was able to file this. Now they're only wishing they didn't do that, but it didn't matter because when I started, I was a dollar short to file it before the Supreme Court. They wrote me a letter, so I took that $1 from Vancouver, Washington, and I drove it to Idaho. That $1, they said I was short. And then when I got there, we went ahead and let you have it. Yeah, I wonder why. Because he knew I was on my way. Yeah, that $1 ain't gonna stop me. I'll bring it to you and deliver it. So it's overwhelming, man. I can't believe that it's over. Now it's just a wait for them. Again, we're working on if you're hired by the Industrial Commission to represent me, how come you weren't at my hearing before the Supreme Court? Or were you only hired just because I wouldn't take the settlement? And isn't that why I got you sending me a letter stating that we are back where the commission granted me withdrawal? I also have a letter where I rehired you at your request. I also put out. I will also discontinue my Social Security. No? Oh yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. It was back to the library. I mean, it's kind of funny how everything's Olson and everything's library. Oh, and then a couple of Bank of the West. But I'm going to tell you why you got it messed up on Bank of the West. Because I didn't even get that document yet. And that comes in with my net call. It's true, Mr. Brindlebar from the Law of Energy, which clearly you lied looked at it, you used the same statements in the 09, which you lost it, to have Ms. Julie Owens testify via phone, which you lost in the one, and she was supposed to, when a hearing is set in the future, not if it's a complaint. You know, well, was this prejudice, which I was able to redo, and I did. But now you guys altered that and make it look like, why you got 211 on there for? And it was done in 209, but you got the 09. You don't have that anywhere in the one section, but that 211 in another section. But you have the month is right, the day is right, and even the time is right. The year is wrong. You got 211 instead of 29. You guys were about to screw because I caught you. We got damage control to get down here, and now it didn't work. Especially when I got there and I sat down. The best advice I've ever taken in a long time. But I do have instructions. So, you guys take care. It's been 30 minutes. Sorry I got to you earlier, but I'm still trying to comprehend now what we can make, because I find out that Lynn Lurker, and I told him everything. I told that man everything I had, gave him all the information I had, because I was illiterate, I was ignorant, but to take advantage of somebody that's not naive, like he did, and the Industrial Commission did, the State Insurance Fund did, and the State Industrial Commission, and the law firm that represents the State Insurance Fund, because I have their name to the documents. So you, law firm, Anderson, Julian Hall, the Idaho State Industrial Commission, the Idaho State Insurance Fund, the Idaho State Vocational Rehabilitation Mission, and the reports from the liars, the liar from Dr. Holt out of Boise, which lied, he's a liar. Mr. Crum, who's a vocational expert, he's a liar. He'll write what somebody pays him to write. So he's a paid for hire type guy. So he's really taking any worker serious and doing an evaluation properly. He's for hire. So if I wanted to pay him a little more than what state insurance fund would like for me, it'd be nice. You see, but I didn't have to lie, so I didn't need to hire anybody. But it would have been nice to have somebody in my hearing to testify that their lies were lies. Like I didn't walk off my job, and I quit my job. Because now that, as I get closer to here, you can see where there's a little change of tone to where, now they're saying, oh yeah, well, the only issue was TDD, but that wasn't it, was it? Because in my original complaint, it was I was the state insurance fund able to get back to work without seeing a doctor for 3 weeks. And I wanted the money that y'all tried to rip me off. Because you said, well, you're not going to put your hands and put you back to work. And, so now we'll consider it. Well, I guess they didn't expect Dr. Hansen to do what he did. And he did it because Carol Gardner didn't see the magnitude of the honor. She just pissed off because I was getting her to do her job. And that was I ended up asking no longer work because, no longer with my vocational person because, she wanted me to lie to an employer. Fuck you. Exactly. I ain't gonna lie to no employer. Man, come on. So that's where Danny Zuna, or whoever he is, and Mr. Holloway came to call over to Fayette to meet with me at the library because Armin and Weezer met me and Weezer for the first time. Both of them did, and went over things. That's why they mentioned something about the library. They're not telling you everything. They're telling you lies. They're telling you lies, man. I think people were surprised when I set my ass down. They had to get up. It's Rachel O'Barr. Again, I'm coming to have you arrested in your law firm. I am going to file criminal charges because those medical release forms clearly came to your law firm at all, and you did them, not anybody else. Mm-mm. If you were there day one of the August 1st, 2008 fraud, you now, Anderson Julian Hall, LLC. Which you all put in the reports how you all came in like around 7th or something like that of August. Now it's not true. But in reality, I have a document that says otherwise. I got a document that you sent to the prison. Get my records. It's got your name on it. CC. Carbon copy. I don't know. Or Mr. Hall. Which one is it? Which hall is it? Because I noticed in the Supreme Court the other day, Mr. Steve King was doing something over on the computer because he changed some names and stuff. But he said, oh no, they was just going to, well, I'd like to know what it was before, because who's supposed to be in here? Which hall? I thought only one was supposed to speak. I thought Mr. Hall was going to speak on insurance. Yeah. Then again, Ms. Barr had to get up and lie about the HIPAA. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It didn't work, did it? Because does HIPAA apply? Yeah, but you know what? I would never deny you guys access to any record in connection with my injury. Past medical? You bet. Because you already had him by fraud. Look at Lynn Luker's. Look at Lynn Luker's settlement offer. You know, something about my prison record, as you are already aware of. You see? Yeah. Thank you for all your support, and for all you doubters. Never give up. He knows that you've been lied against, and you are totally disabled. Yeah. Watch documents. Y'all have a good day. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the weekend and be good.